Okay, guys, so welcome back to part two of the Deconstructed Slimline card kit binder tutorial. If I have any links in the description box for like some of the tools I'll be using, those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So in the last one, we made our cover. I can quickly go over those numbers again just in case, just right at the top so you have that. The cover itself, mine measures 9 3/4 tall and 10 1/8 inches from here to here. Now you guys know I pieced that together because I had only 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper that I had to piece together. But if you're using a 12 by 12, and the reason it's 10 1/8 is because this whole thing right here stretched when I made the binding 1/8 of an inch. So really I wanted it to be 9 3/4 by 10 inches, and I had to add 1/8 in here, right? So it ended up being 10 1/8 by 9 3/4. The spine itself, again, it's supposed to be 1 1/4, with the pages being 4 3/8. So these are still 4 3/8 wide here, but this spine area is now 1 3/8 because I had to add that eighth, okay? If you don't have to add the eighth, like your numbers come out differently because you're using a thinner paper or something, lighter weight paper, you might just still have a 1 1/4 inch spine. And then of course it's whatever you're doing with your envelopes and your, you know, the style or size of slimline that you like that we discussed, like the Anna Griffin are 4 by 9. I normally make 3.5 by 8.5, so that's like this. There is quite a difference there. Of course, 1/2 inch in one way, but a little bit in the other. So this will accommodate both of these sizes, but I really made it so that it fits this type of envelope, and that's what I designed it around. Now, having said that, these are 4 1/8 by 9.5, and that's a standard like business size envelope. Those are much bigger than a slimline, but even these other envelopes that I'm going to pop in here actually are the same size, and they are slimline envelopes. These are just some samples I had. Yeah, and then I have some cards. So I figured it'd be fun to do different colors. So this one has white craft card and black envelopes with white craft card and black cards themselves. And these cards are 8.5 by 3.5. And if you're making your own card bases, of course, you need them to be 8.5 by 7. So on an A2 size or whatever it is, you're going to cut it 8.5 and 7. And then you're going to score it on the 7-inch side at 3.5. So you have card bases that are slimline, like the size I typically consider a normal slimline. So those will pop right in here. So in the last video, I'll talk a little bit more about the sizing again, but we finished up, and I did mat these things on my own, but I did show them at the end of the video. At the end, we just matted these guys, and then this guy, my envelopes, in the back. So cool. So let's talk again about the sizing. We already talked about the outer piece being 9 3/4 by 10, and then basically 1 1/4. So you're going to score it at 4 3/8. So you have the binding or your spine that's 1 1/4 or 1 3/8, and then again score at 4 3/8 off the other side. So you don't even have to worry about that. You can just leave it. Our pockets and mat layers, you guys can go look at the pockets again in the first video if you're not sure, but I made them so that they are 6 inches tall by 4 3/8 inches wide, so they're exactly as wide as the paper. This pocket is 5 inches tall, 4 3/8 inches wide, and then we added, of course, to make the 1/4 inch space here, or to make your glue tabs. And then the mat layers on top of that, I actually glued over this, so I don't remember exactly what I said, so I'll just measure it real quick again. They are, that's right, 5 7/8 by 4 1/4, and this one's 4 7/8 by 4 1/4. They're all 4 1/4 wide because it's the same width. This one's just an inch taller than this pocket, but if you want to make them the same, then make them the same. These are all the same. So these insert pieces are 4 1/4 by 9 5/8 tall. So I made it so it goes all the way down to the bottom, so it covers that bottom tab from where we made our pocket. And that's pretty much where we're at, and I wanted to give you guys those numbers again kind of clearly in case you're wondering. And so today I already added my card bases. Again, if you like the card bases like more of a Anna Griffin size, they're definitely going to fit, and your envelopes will also fit, so no worries on that. For what I usually do is go ahead and make our card parts, but we are going to finish this up. I do need to finish making a latch, and then whatever pockets I want to do here. And you know, I was actually thinking, even though everything else is kind of standard and it's, you know, just straight across, I was thinking about using corner pockets, like those cute ones from like Tonic, or oh, I have a Spellbinders one I want to use. It's kind of big though. So I think I'll do that, something more kind of fun, you know, a little more ethereal. And, oh, actually, here's the one I was thinking about. It might be a little bit big. Let me see what the actual pocket size is. Oh wow, it's like exactly 4 1/4. Huh, I wasn't thinking about going this big, to be honest. I wanted something smaller, but it might work. We will see. Yeah. Okay, now I'm all, or maybe I'll just use these pieces, right? It doesn't have to actually be a pocket pocket. I can just glue it on these edges so that I can still tuck things, and it's kind of smaller. We'll see. Okay. For this guy. Or I was thinking about making a pocket that kind of gussets open, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. I mean, I do have room for it, right? We have that 1/2 inch if we wanted to. Gosh, you guys, there's so many things we can do. Maybe we'll do like some kind of little pocket thing. Okay, I'm spending too much time talking about that. What I'm going to do is select some paper so I can finish up the latch though. And I had this piece of paper that literally was just, it fell out, and I thought, oh, that's going to be good for my latch. So this is 5 1/4 inches long and 1 1/2 inches wide. And I think that's pretty good, because if I come around this way, it'll have a nice area in the back. Kind of punch it down right here, maybe. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is find like a glittery paper. I don't know, I want to use glitter paper to matte over this, so I'll be right back. Oh, I found this paper. I thought that might be cute, but maybe we'll do a matte layer like on the, or something, some of that paper just on the inside. So again, let me look at this thing, and I said it was 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. So on this, I'm gonna cut it 5 1/8 by 1 1/8. Okay, and I'll be right back. Leave them squared off like that. But if you know you want to round them, or maybe even do some punching, something cute. I just want it to be more utilitarian for what we're doing. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. Oh, you can even punch the edges, or punch the edges of this part. That'd be cute, huh? If you made it a little bit wider and just give it. Should we do that? Ah, I was just not gonna do that because of this little piece of paper. We'll just leave it like this, but that's a cute idea. I'm not going to deal with this guy right now. Let's put this on here. Actually, I should use the other one because it dries faster, but that's okay. Now we want this right at the edges and everything, because this is, we need the sturdiness, and I don't want to add too much. That's kind of why I went with glitter paper, because I want sturdiness, but I don't want to add too many layers, because, you know, we're going to put the snap on this, and I don't want the snap to end up coming apart or something because it's so thick that it can't just pop in there, you know? Okay, I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit, and then we're gonna place our snap. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this for a moment. I always like starting off this part of the project because when we do the mats, it's just cutting paper, and that's easy, and then we go to the die cutting and all that. But I'm gonna get this guy, and again, I'll have the links to this. I originally picked this particular snap press up at Hobby Lobby, and then I reviewed the one Swift Trans one from Amazon, which I prefer because it has all the different heads. Like this one, it's only 4 plastic snaps. And the other one, you can switch them out for the different ones. But anyway, for this, all I'm going to do is think about, it doesn't matter because I'm going to obviously clip it when I get there. But what I can look at, I have this little mat. What if I go there? I'm using this to eyeball, like if I want it to be like right here, right in the center. Not too much, maybe a little bit closer. Maybe there. So what you have to do is drive a little hole through this thing. You're gonna add the back of your snap, and we already discussed the other day what part is what. You need 2 of these that look like this. The other one's buried under here and actually enclosed under this piece of paper. But one of the sides of the snap has to have the little part that's raised, and then the other part that's going to take it in is the other side. So raised, and then the depressed side, or depressed, I don't know. We're gonna put it on here. Again, the little hat, the way it looks, it needs to be pushed down into here, because you need this to stay open, so it clips there. And then you bring over your setter, whatever it is. This area takes in the back of the plastic, and this guy will hold on to this top part. And hopefully you'll get a good squish. And all it does is smash in that little spike that was sticking up earlier, and now it's there. Oh my gosh, you guys, sorry, I just heard my son. But also I realized I put this on backwards, duh. So I'm going to fight with this in a way to get this off, because this, actually I should probably just start it over. It's going to be very difficult to get this guy off of here, but if I can pry it off and bust this little piece of plastic, that's what I'm going to do, and then just redo it the correct way. I'm just trying to get under here. I might just damage this too much. That's all I'm trying to do is just get this gone and then I have to redo it. Look, it's working. I do not recommend this to anybody because honestly I don't want you to hurt yourself because this is not super easy. I was trying to see if I'm getting there. Oh, you know, I'm gonna get my Tim Holtz scissors to cut that little piece off and then I'll be able to reset. I just got in there and cut it off with the Tim Holtz. I'm not gonna reuse the same one because maybe you can. I don't think it's a good idea. And I could have just started over and acted like that never happened, but let's say you use the last scrap of paper and you really need to keep that one, you know, I don't know. So now you have that. And actually, now that I'm here, you want to just keep it round? Maybe we do a cute shape. I'll be right back. Maybe we do a little heart shape. It's going to be a different color than the rest of the snap, which is fine. So I'll take this little heart. Actually, is there heart shape in there? That's funny, because these are bright pink. They're a little bit brighter than this. And then we have bright pink ones in other colors, but I'll just stick with that one. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So, all right. The back piece, the piece that's, you know, like I said, was buried under there, that one is just a circle. I'm going to put it on this outside. And then this guy goes here, same thing like I just discussed earlier, right? And it's going to push it in this way. So again, we're going to receive that here. And I don't know if I can twist this after I'm done, so I want to make sure that this is as straight as I want it to be. It's quite possible afterwards I can move it a little bit, but I don't know. Okay. And let's do that again. Now, if you want to redo it completely, I would say go for it because, you know, the paper's a little bit wonky now. But there it is. Okay. Ugh, sorry, guys. And that would snap on there. And this whole thing, now I'm going to kind of soften the curve. After a while, this is going to definitely get smashed down like in a straight, more of a straight way. But for now, I want to curve it around like this, and I'm going to glue it to the back. And I'm leaving it a little bit loose. I mean, it's going to get a little bit fuller, right, with the other stuff that we had, but not super full. And I am just going to glue this down. Okay, sorry guys, my son came down to get some breakfast, and I grabbed the glue just to be ready. Okay, so again, I'm going to take a look at that. Too funny. And you guys know I don't make mistakes. So that was just... Okay, put glue all on this. You could wait to add this when you're done, so you know exactly how much thickness. And I'm putting plenty of glue because we really want this to stay. And I'm making sure that's straight before I bring it over, like right here. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to hold that down. It looks nice and straight, and I want it to stay, of course. So I'm going to hold that. But yeah, you can wait till it's all done, and then you have a better idea of how thick you want it to be, but I don't think it's going to get that much thicker. Maybe I'll give myself a little bit more room to play with. A little bit more. But okay. What I'm going to do next is cut pieces of paper from my card pack to go into that first place. In that first spot, I like to put papers like, oh, sorry, like this. This is just matte paper the person, whoever's using the card set, can cut down and play with. So since this is plenty big, and usually I do 3.5 by 8.5, I think I'm going to cut my papers to 3 3/4 by 8 3/4. That way if they want to die cut it, they can die cut it, or whatever they want to do with it, but it's plenty that it's enough to go for bigger, right? If you need a little extra to cut down. Maybe they want to do a decal edge or something. Something's in my throat, sorry guys. Or if you're doing like Martha Stewart, oh my gosh, Anna Griffin things, and you want it 4 by 9, then you're going to want to cut it a little bit bigger. Maybe 4 1/4 by like 9 1/4 or something for your matte layers. But I'm going to kind of pretty much stay with the mini slimline that I like. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I know I said what I was going to do was cut these to 3 3/4 by 8 3/4 just to give a little extra. And that's fine. I did that with some of them, like these guys. But these two were left over from cutting the other matte layers, and they're exactly 3.5 inches wide. And I was like, you know what? I really want to use these, so I just cut them at 3.5 by 8.5. So there's 2 smaller ones, and then these 3 kind of larger pieces. And that's fine. So there's 5 here, okay? Because we have 5 card bases. And look how cute. I love the little snap. I mean, that is so adorable. And then what I did also was I came in here with my ruler and really pushed against this to make sure that this is really making good contact, right? So cute. Okay. So that is basically our first page is done. I also do the decoration of all this stuff later, so don't worry about that. So for right now, we just have matte layers, like just pieces of background or however people might want to use them for the card bases. And here, normally what I do is next is I die cut large pieces and then like smaller pieces, and then on this back one I include sentiments. Well, sometimes sentiments are here. It just depends. For this one, this back side will have these sentiments and like, of course, butterflies and other things that I might cut that coordinate back. Pieces from the ephemera pack might be in here. From the paper pack itself, it has a lot of ephemera in there. And so here, what I'm going to do is go grab several dies and cut larger die cut pieces. So I will be right back. Just grab some of the papers. I do want to incorporate this somehow because it's so pretty. And I was thinking about doing like just a matte layer one and I totally forgot. So I think what I'll try to do is cut this down a little bit smaller. It's hearts, it's cute. The colors coordinate, so why not? Then I pulled these guys out. I have this one from this Anna Griffin set, which is really great because again, hers are like 4x9, but I'm just using this inner one because it does its own frame and it's so pretty. So I'll probably cut this from like maybe some lavender paper, like a shimmer paper, or maybe a pink or peach. I don't know, or more of a pink color. I pulled out this whole box that's behind me. It's my Diamond Press, pretty much Slimline thing. So it says OG and Slimline. The reason it says OG, which really means original gangster, it's the original set that came with, you know, for the Today Special, the large card making collection Today Special. But then other than that, I have not all of them. There are some in other places, but if they had to do with like a different type of like background or something. But anyway, this is most of the Slimline dies that I have. So, oh yes, I forgot to mention, I have finally found my Be Mine Slimline Valentine. Did not know where it was, and finally I found it when I was doing my destash and all that. So yay! But you know, I'm gonna go through and see like what dies I would like to use for something like this. Oh, this is actually really cute. It has the little holes. So either way, I'm just gonna cut a bunch of like longer Slimline type things. But like this one cuts the little apertures, and then you can put like butterflies in the holes. I mean, you know, that'd be fun. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through and grab some different things and just cut them out, and I'll be back. These papers out. I didn't even use them. These other papers that I have here, but I will, hopefully. So for this, again, is just like the larger matte layers or toppers, die cut, whatever you want to call them. So I did that little heart one, and I was hoping it didn't get squished because, you know, it has a lot of texture. There's some tonic paper. Just this one on this kind of peachy, really old, close to my heart paper that I had. And I forgot, this doesn't actually cut the circles. If I wanted to, I do have a circle die that I can run through, but it's just going to be there with the little circles, which is fine, like detail. And then that's that Anna Griffin one, and then I cut this one from your Totally Possum or your Possum set. And then this one again was cut with the same die, the smaller one from the Ultimate Card Making Collection with vellum. That was pretty. Ooh, look how pretty that is together. Okay, so that is after just having paper. These are my next ones that I'm going to tuck in here very carefully all together, but they can go one at a time. Look how pretty those look in there. Oh, I love it. So on this side, again, it's going to be toppers, maybe other dies that are a little bit smaller, you know, and maybe some larger words, because that's normally what I do with a Slimline. Like I try to take up most of the space with like a word and then add decorations around there. So I'm going to go through my dies and look to see what would work for that. And oh, you know what? Again, some of these pieces from the paper pad itself might work. Where are they? Where are they? There's like these pieces here. There's like tags. So a little bit larger things. So like, you know, let me just pull this out because I probably will cut this up. And then there's another one. Oh, I didn't even see this paper. That's really cool. That would have been good for those background matte layers because I didn't want to cover up too much of this pretty paper with that. Oh, these guys right here. Actually, that's where I was just sticking the paper. I used this. I mean, look at that. For a 5x7, of course, this big guy. I think that's all there is. Yeah, so I might cut these down. So we'll see, but I will be right back. Cutting, but I want to show you this one. Oh my gosh, the weather's so bad out there. This is the romantic slimline borders from Becca Feekin, I believe is who designed them. Yeah, classically Becca. But I have these and they're so cute, so I think I'll use these two. So what I did is cut strips of paper that are 8.5 by 1.25 inches, and I'm just going to put these right on the very edge. So what I'm going to do, and like I said, I cut them 8.5. I don't know, the die might be a little bit bigger than that. I want to stick this down. Where's my tapey tape? Yeah, we're tailing this morning and now all of a sudden something is scratching against my window. Where's my tape? This happens, and it's right here, of course, where I didn't move the smallest amount of paper. I'm going to place this on here just so I can see exactly where I am, see if hopefully I can hold on to this little piece just to help me out. And then I'm going to pop this guy in here. Of course, we don't want either one of these to move. And that's going to be right on there. That looks really good. So I'm going to tape that really well. And maybe I'll move this tape now. I was just kind of holding it there so it would help me. And I'm going to run this through. And I'm going to do two of them because I figured we can have two borders and the same. So if you want to like put one on either side or just one as a little decoration. And maybe I'll cut the back of it off. But for now I did 1.25 because this is all going to be removed. So anyway, okay, I'll be back. Wreck. Okay. So I cut some of these pieces. They're super cute. Oh, one other thing I wanted to cut. Darn it. I'll do it in just a minute. Where did I put it? Was the pocket slimline, the diamond press one. You know how it makes like a pocket so you can put little things in it, tags. I was thinking about adding that in here, but anyway, I might do that. If I do that, I'll show it to you later. So these guys are like tags. So what I thought is I would just go ahead. I'm just going to snip this by eye here. And then I think I'll even cut out that little tag hole that's there with, oh, I should bring out my new crocodile, but I'll use this one. And since the hole is kind of large, I will use this larger side, but I don't know if it's even larger than that. Aw, that's cute. It leaves a little pink. So I'll do the same thing for whatever else is in here, this tag and this tag. And then there's these topper pieces that I thought were really pretty. There are tons of toppers in this set that is really just really nice, or are. And then this one I was going to cut it up in pieces, but you know, I think I'm going to leave it like this, because if you want to put that on a card and then have like cute background like we've cut, it'll work out really nicely. So I have that. We have, again, borders that we can kind of tuck in here and there. So there's two, in case you want one for the top and the bottom. I did do this one with the impression die, so it's just like a lace border. Some of the, you know what I would do with this? I'd probably cut it down the center. You can use this side and then you can use the other side. I think that's fun. But we have those. We have these pieces. This is from the Fluted Classics from Spellbinders. These are from those new Crafter's Companion Advanced Dies, which I love. So I did two that I thought would fit on a slimline, and I even measured them and they do perfectly. So I have those guys. We have this pretty stuff. And then let me trim down. So we have these guys. Kind of on the bigger side. Maybe I can tuck them back here. Let me finish off these other tags and I'll be right back. It's actually really cute the way they did those little dots, because it looks like a reinforcement, you know? Cute. Okay, this is a little bit taller. Maybe we'll put it back there. And of course, I don't have to tuck everything in at once. I don't know why I'm arranging it out here. I can just tuck them in here when we get there. But these guys are all going to go in here. Again, larger pieces. Larger than like toppers, right? Like a background, topper, background, I don't know, matte layer, I guess, toppers, right? And then here, so what I'm going to do is see about, I didn't put any larger words over here, but I do want to, and I might cut those on the Cricut later. But for right now, I'm going to take this die, I'm going to see what it looks like if I were to just use this inside part, because it does have a couple different pieces. You know, it has like a background. I just picked this up recently, so hopefully it's still available. I'll link whatever is available in the description box, of course. What I want to use is this guy. Oh my gosh. My heart was like, oh, I broke the die. It's a 2-piece die, this one back here. I was gonna like pass out. I've like never done that before. It's 2 pieces, which is interesting because that means you can do this and then leave it stuck. I don't see why you would want to only use this edge and not this edge. But anyway, I'm sure there's reasons for that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out and see exactly what it would do. I think it's going to work like exactly where I would want it to. But I'll be right back. It's so pretty. It has embossed areas, plus the areas that cut out. So I'm going to cut this out and see if I need to put a backing on it, because, you know, I don't want it to be too delicate. So let me pop these things out, clean it up, and we'll see if we need to back it up. It's a little bit too delicate, I think, for just using it as a pocket. I think it fits though, so that's good. Yeah, the size is fine. So what I'm going to do is take these 2 guys, and then I'm going to cut off the tab, because I don't really need the tab portion of this, I don't think. But, oh, does this even fit? Actually, I'm going to cut off the tab anyway, so it doesn't matter, does it? Let's see. Really what I want is this portion. I thought, for some reason, I don't know, I looked at this piece of paper, I thought this would work. Yeah, it does not work. Well, or does it? Let's see. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Okay, let me get another piece of paper. Okay, this is better. I'll be right back. And sorry, I usually finish up the pockets like in the first video, but I did not today, so, or yesterday or whenever. Again, I don't care if this hangs off, and maybe it works the other direction. I don't really care. I'm just putting this together. Make sure that's touching there. And here. We do not want these to move at all. And I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. It's really stuck down now. So when you run it through, obviously the pressure of the machine, plus this is really thick paper, it really pushes that washi tape into there. So with these guys, you know, I'm going to put it on here. And I'm going to keep this tab, and I'm going to cut this one away. Or you can cut this one away and keep this one. It depends what you want to do. So, I didn't think about that. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'm going to cut this one off and leave this one. But since this one doesn't have the die that actually does the little mark for you, what I'm going to do is cut this one first, and then I'll go and see how much of where I need to score the other part. Also, with these kinds, what I was going to say, the dies, if you want your pocket in this direction, you know, so you can stick things in here and then go for it, or you turn it this way and then you put things in over here, right? So it's the same, you don't have to like flip it over to make that work, you just turn it. So, not a big deal there. Really pretty. I love the way it has like the embossing, that's so cool. Okay, so I am going to line this up here, and maybe I should do a better job. But for now, I'm just eyeballing this. That looks good to me. And I have to move over just a little bit. That's not bad. Okay. And on this one, I can now bump it up to the top and have a better idea of what I'm cutting off. And I do want to take off a little more of that. Ooh. So again, I left a little tiny bit there. Doesn't really bother me. Now, with this one, what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue this down, and then that will let me know where I want to put my score lines. So I'm going to glue this on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this out, and again, I don't really know, you know, it looks like it's a 1/2 inch tab, but that would be here, and that's too big, so maybe here, that's 5/8. And also, it might be a little bit crooked because of the way I cut this one, if you guys remember. So let me straighten that out. I let it run off the edge. So let's see, 5/8 would be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, like right in there. Okay, and that should do it. Okay, 5/8, and let's see about this side. Yeah, probably 5/8 again. I'm gonna move it just a little bit so it lines up better. See, and I'm a little bit higher. Maybe I should have put my score marks first before putting on my my pretties, because I can see it's a little bit different here. Well, actually not bad. It's about 5/8, it looks like. Now, there it is. It's a little bit crooked here, so what I'm going to do is redo that score line, and I am going to remove this because I feel like it's a little bit bulky. And so I'm going to redo this score line just... Oh, actually, that's why. I think it was there. It just... Because of that bulkiness, I wasn't able to straighten it out. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Not 100%, but better. Okay, so again, I'm going to remove this too. And that a little bit more. That way it meets up a little better. Alright. Let me clean up, I'll be right back. I love this. Now if I had planned on doing this from the beginning, I would have stuck this down and then brought in my matte layer just like I did the rest of the pockets, right? But I'm doing it here. So I'm going to glue it now, but again, you know, the back of that would have been more hidden. Actually, it's pretty well hidden. But that's what I would have done had I planned it in part 1. So just keep that in mind if you're going to do something like this. You want to go ahead and do all your pockets. And on this, I'm not afraid of it catching because we're just going to put, you know, butterflies, little topper things, maybe words or whatever. So it's not that critical. But it would look more like the rest of the book if we did that right. So anyway, I'm just bringing this all the way down to the base, just like I did the rest of the pockets. That fits perfectly. So funny. So it must be like 4 1/4, you know, this width here. I'm just fascinated by this die because it made like little cuts even. So if you wanted that to pop up or, you know, do fun things, you can do that in different spots. Really interesting. Now, the other thing I'm thinking of is making the little guy probably the same colors and just adding it up here, just have something else to tuck something in. So I'm going to cut this little guy out. The same thing. He has an inlay, so for this one it's all 3 pieces. I'm going to use this outer piece, this back piece or corner piece, plus this guy inlay because it doesn't have its own edge, and then I'll run it again without the inlay, okay? So same colors. It's going to look a little bit different because the pink edge is not going to be there, like this one. It's just going to be more solid because they're the same size, right? But I'll be back. So I was able to make this from 2 little crumbs from something else, you know, left over. But like I said, this one doesn't have the edge, but look how pretty this die is. My goodness. I mean, look. Okay, so what I was thinking of is just kind of popping this over here and having some other little things I would tuck in. But I don't know if I need to bring it a little bit lower, just in case, right? Something like here. So these things can be tucked in. If they're tall, that's fine. And then if I have a couple other little things. But for this one, I suppose you could also, well, I don't know, I was going to say maybe put foam so it sticks up a little bit, but then it won't hold things very well, will it? Oh my gosh, this glue! I have not had these issues, and this particular bottle acts like this all the time. What I need to do is probably open it and clear it out really good and then be done with that, you know? I did do that once, I thought. Okay, so I'm getting right into the edge, but leaving this whole area kind of open. And where do I want to put it? Like here. Maybe. Don't want to move it too much because then you're spraying that glue and it's going to do some funky things. So we just want it here and here. Alright, what I'm going to do is grab some other dies. I have some word dies that I thought were really sweet. I'm probably going to take a moment right now just to cut out some words, some larger words, maybe with my Cricut, just because I can do that, you know, whatever size. Like the other day I cut out that word dream and I really like that. So I don't know if I have other like larger sentiments. They would probably be with my diamond press items. I do have a box that says stamps and dies and then backgrounds, and one that's just like word dies. So let me look around and I'll be back. Oh my gosh, you guys, sometimes I cannot with this app. You guys know the other day when I made literally this card with the decoupage card, I looked for the word dream on my Cricut in the app. And well, it's not really the app, it's the desktop version, the Cricut Design Space. And it told me that, oh, it has new words, which I thought was kind of interesting, you know, as far as these phrases. If you want to do that, you can buy them. So it's basically something like this. But these are from my own cartridges that I own. And I looked for the word dream, and it told me I had none. I was like, okay, free? None. I was like, how do I not have the word dream? I know in some cartridges I do. So today when I looked for dream, it popped up like 30 different things that I own. So it's like, oh, Cricut, I'm telling you. So look at this dream and this love. They're probably from the same cartridge, and maybe from like a Close to My Heart one or something. I don't know. But I'm going to cut these guys out. And look at this one, has a butterfly. I thought perfect. So I'm going to size these up to what I want. I think I'm going to make these a little bit bigger though, so that way they take up more of the space. They're not going to be like the little words. And then the little words I will cut from like dies that I have. But then I thought it's kind of like when I have a die and I know I have the die, but I can't find it. So you know, and then I can't use it. So I guess in a way, Design Space's brain works like mine, which is not good. I don't know. Can I fault them? I don't know. It was just like, I literally just looked up this word, what, 3 or 4 days ago? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I have tons of them, so I'm going to go through and choose some. And I'm just going to set it to my machine. I don't know if I'm going to do it on the Explorer or just the Joy, but I'll be back. I think is what I had. And this took quite some time. On this one, this is just like Michael's recollection paper, and I just did medium weight cardstock, and as you can see, it still wants to act funny. Everything else that was like the vellum, which is funny, I looked up vellum and it wasn't even there as a thing that I can cut, so I just went heavyweight cardstock, and it cut 3 times and it cut it just fine. And I don't know if that's because of the Joy, because I'm sure it has vellum as an option for like the Maker or anything else. Like, I don't know why it wasn't there. But again, just set it at heavyweight and it'll cut 3 times each pass and you're good. But this is funny. This is the first time I did this on selecting medium weight with this junky kind of cheap Recollections paper. Okay. And yeah, so all I did with the rest of them, just glue them together, and I'll do the same with this. But look at this. I love that with that vellum. So pretty. That's the Anna Griffin vellum I just grabbed out of the Sympathy kit. And then we have Dream with the light color in the back, darker color on top, and I did the same thing with this one. So again, I'll just put glue on the back of these guys, and these are like the larger sentiments that I'm going to put in the side that we just finished up. Not the pockets that we just made, but with the larger kind of topper pieces. And then I'm going to start cutting little butterflies and smaller words. I'm sure we don't need this many words. What I'm trying to do is put in there lots of options, right? So depending on what a person with the Deconstructed card kit would want to do, and we don't have to go too crazy. I think I've been adding more and more as I create these. But like the AT one was pretty much, you know, 4 cards, 4 of each thing. Went from there. I see there's a little piece of something stuck there I need to grab. Or tucked behind or something, but I gotta get rid of it. And these later iterations, I've been putting all kinds of things, so it's whatever you want. Okay, I'm gonna clean up and I'll be back. Okay guys, so I grabbed just several different dies. Actually, I was looking for this one particular set of butterfly dies I can't find, but I found other things. Of course, the ones I recently reviewed for Spellbinders, the BB's butterflies. I have this set that's pretty old, and then this one that I've had and I don't think I ever used. At least it doesn't look like I used it. Well, no, I think I did. Either way, this one has some fun different butterflies. So what I'll do is just cut out a ton of butterflies. Look at this, even this edge one, huh? I wonder if that edge one has a back end on it. If it does, maybe I'll cut another one for the backgrounds here. But so I'm just gonna grab different papers, and as you saw, you know, we did all that cricket stuff, and I think I also want to do some like sprigs or something, you know, just something extra, not just butterflies that are gonna top everything off. I might have used this. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't cut an edge. Interesting though, but it does a score line. Sorry about my nails, they're totally chipping. I gotta take that off. And then the last thing with the Cricut, I did do Live, Laugh, Love. I ditched the eye. I don't care. I'm not gonna keep that little dot, and someone can put like a little gem or something. So we have those. They're kind of delicate. I don't know if they're gonna fit in here super well, but for right now I can put them there. Or again, I can put them in a glassine bag. But for now, I just want to put them somewhere. I was thinking about cutting some of these sprigs. I don't know if they're gonna be too big, but I think I might do that in white and black. I don't really have a lot of white and black in here, so you want your eye to rest. It doesn't have to be color, 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 everything color, right? So maybe a couple of sprigs in white and maybe in black just to bring that in. So these guys. And then I was thinking about putting some of these little things in here. I was just messing around one day and doing a whole bunch of these, so I have like different sizes. Maybe that one and a smaller one. I don't know. Who knows? All kinds of fun things. But for now, I'm just going to cut a bunch of butterflies and yeah, and then we'll wrap it up for the what goes in the kit itself. I'm telling you, every time I work on these things too, I'm like, oh, this is why whenever we do swaps, people we really want to like send a lot of stuff, because it's hard to make choices, and like even right now, I was like, oh, more words. I'm like, I already have plenty of words, but I got these words from the Hello Slimline. Was this the initial one? Maybe one of the second ones, the auto ship, but I have the letters in here for whatever reason. I also have thanking you, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. So I cut a couple of those. And I cut two of them because if somebody, you know, if you want to drop shadow, and I keep saying somebody, maybe I'll do it myself later. You know, you can drop shadow them, you have both of them, or just leave them, you know, one hello, and maybe you tuck something behind it, right, on your, however, little butterfly. This is kind of the whole thing, so people can just bring out whatever, do what they want. I have just a note. Again, we can drop shadow it, or they can be their own thing. I have these little sprigs. I just did a couple in white, and then of course you can color them if you wanted. I did one in black. And as far as the butterflies, I did put this one together. It's like a moth, but I did the vellum background, and it can come apart or stay like this, or maybe flex both of it, you know, the little wings. I didn't glue them down completely. These guys I didn't glue down at all. I really like this Tim Holtz set. So what's funny about it is whenever I first got it, I'm like, what is going on? Because they both look, all four dies look like they cut detail, but the second one, what it is it has embossing, so that's why it has all those holes. It's not really, like this one does cut the holes, and even though this one looks like it has holes, it doesn't. It's just embossing, or if you want to ink over that before you pop it out, and they really stay in there, the paper, so maybe that's for a reason, right? But like this guy and this guy go together, and these two, but I'm not going to glue them together, because if you want to use it like a skeleton, if you want to use it stuck together, I don't know, I just figured I'd leave these by themselves, like not glued. So this one is glued. And then I have all these little shadowy ones that I'm just going to do by themselves. I did include some pink ones in case, because I didn't have any pink ones thus far there. So let's see how we're going to put these guys away. And what I was thinking is these smaller pieces, go ahead and tuck them up in here, right? And I can spread them out a little bit. They don't have to be so close to each other. Oh my gosh. And then we have some of the wording, and then I have the wording from earlier. And the sprigs, honestly, maybe I should even bring the other wording over here, so all the words are over here. Generally, how I build a card is background, topper, you know, you have your words, and then the finishing items. So the words really should be like over here, but since these are smaller, that's kind of why I want to put them over here. So that's fine. Let's just tuck them in here. And then even these sprigs, I mean, they can go, honestly, probably over here. But it's not like the person, or if I take this card out, I'm like, okay, this is what I want. Now let me look for this. And if anything, you're going to look through everything and pick things out and then have everything ready to go, right? So I'm going to go ahead and place these guys back here. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm in love with this one. And then the other thing is, remember we did like different color envelopes and card bases? Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Now, tomorrow, or in the next video, it's going to be tomorrow, whenever that is. This has taken me all morning. I'm not kidding. I woke up, well, actually, I finished up part 1, I guess, in the morning. And then I started working on it around, 8:45, and it is almost 1:30. But I've been doing things back and forth and editing and other stuff. So, but it's just, making all my selections and my choices. I mean, I love looking at this. Just looking at this looks so pretty together. Super happy with this one. Had no idea how it was going to come out, especially with the brighter colors. Like I said, the other ones, those last two have been really kind of muted colors. So I'm really, butterflies, but this one wasn't super butterflies, but I guess a little bit, huh? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot that the other one had butterflies. Anyway, let's just, shh. All right, it's fine. All right, guys. Tomorrow in the next video, we will decorate her up and finish her up. We'll add a dangle, whatever I want to put here on the front, and then just, decorating the pocket pages like here and there, just a little something. Oh my gosh, one thing I just long enough, I'm so sorry. I had seen this in my pack of papers here. Like, I always keep scraps of paper next to me, and I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh yeah, for a time I thought I would make little, I don't even know what you want to call this, like a ruffle, paper ruffle. And then I was like, you know what? That might look cute right there. It would go this way too, but how funny. So maybe I'll incorporate this somehow with a little something else, since we have that good space here. We can do something a little thicker. But anyway, we will decorate tomorrow. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye now.